When you're thinking of SEO, there's a few points to take in mind as well. So always remember that there's going to be multiple points of view, what's good for SEO, what's not good. So this is always constantly being debated. And of course that Google and other search engines will never really let you know what they actually use to calculate rank. So the Google algorithm is apparently over 2 million lines of code and constantly growing and expanding, and they're also constantly updating and tweaking that algorithm. So it's all constantly changing, and the best way and the best practice when it comes to SEO is to just do things that are common sense. Don't try to cheat, and just do things that make sense from a user point of view, that this is actually content and this is a website that provides some value to the user, and it's going to be something that the user wants to see when they type in a particular set of keywords. And this is really the best way and simplest way to look at it and think about it. Whenever you want to answer any SEO questions, think about it that way. Is this something that the user would appreciate and want to see when they are presented with this website? So there's no easy way to the top. It's always going to take hard work and persistence. Having a good content strategy, having a good strategy overall, linking strategy, web page strategy, and creating good web pages, user-friendly web pages is essential. You can also make sure that your website code adheres to the W3C validation. And when we go to W3C site, we can type in an address and we can do a check just to make sure that all of the HTML code is valid HTML code. And we see that there are some warnings here. So you could go through this and vet your website and just make sure that you're not getting too many errors and too many issues within the structure of your HTML code. Also, especially if you're doing affiliate links, try to avoid having too many affiliate links. Try to avoid having really long URLs as well. Try to keep them short and simple. Site references and sources. This is always a great way to go, especially when you've got a website and if you're using content from another website. It's always good to reference back to the website. So something like Wikipedia, we see that we've always got all of those references here, and it's linking back to the source of the content. Also remember the age of your site and keep everything user friendly. So look at and consider how other websites are doing it. A good site to look through is Yahoo Design Pattern Library. This will give you a better idea of what users would be expecting and how to actually develop more user-friendly content. So we've got things like accordions and what a user would typically expect within accordion, and some information about the best way to present this type of design within your website and what users are expecting. So even things like adding in breadcrumbs and navigation all add to the user experience, as well as they're going to do well for your website when it comes to search engines as well, because whatever's good for users is also good for search engines. So here we've got some common page grids here, so it's worthwhile taking a look through and seeing the best way to present your content to users. Also think about different links, and more valuable links are coming from edu and gov sites. Also look at getting links from competitors. So this is another really big thing that you can look at and get additional value from links. So in addition to all of these, look at things like how you're breaking out content, use bulleted lists, numbered lists, page age as well. Also, some other factors, make sure that you do have a contact us page. So this is important because it indicates to Google that you're connecting to people, as well as you're contact us page if you've got some location information. This will help with Google search when you're looking for a particular company. So just going over here, so these are common. Adding a contact us page. Make sure that you don't have too many links going outside of your site. Try to keep your visitors within your site. Think site structure when you're developing your website. Make sure that you have a fair number of pages. Also consider freshness of content. Server uptime is important, as well as server location. So where you're actually hosting your web pages. This all comes into play when you're considering improving your site's performance and having factors that can improve your website's ranking. So all of these may or may not be actual determining factors. Some of them might work into other factors that are determining factors. So there's a lot of things to consider, and there's a lot of cues that take place in order to understand SEO and how SEO plays into actual search ranking. So also make sure that you set up analytics so you can check your bounce rates to make sure that people aren't bouncing off of your site, because this is one of those prime indicators. When someone comes to your website and if they leave really quickly, then that's considered a bounce rate, and you want to try to avoid that as much as possible, because you don't want people leaving your website, because that sends a cue to Google that, well, maybe there's not any value on this website if people are leaving really quickly. Make sure you include privacy pages, terms of TOS, terms of service. So all of these play into your authority and trust factor of your website. See if you can get direct traffic, repeat traffic. So if people are constantly coming back to your website, there's value in that. The sources of your traffic, those are important as well. So if you're getting sources from major websites are all coming back to your website, this is important. And then the time on the page is a good indicator of the quality of the content. So in the next lesson, we're going to finish off with even more tips about SEO and more things to consider when you are trying to rank your website.